Fellow members and supporters of the Society of Women Leaders. It's been a year of ups and downs, curves and swerves, and rickety bits of anticipation in between. As a collective of philanthropists, we've laughed, we've cried, we've shook our heads in disbelief, we've pivoted, adapted and zoomed, and through it all, we have stood firm and not abandoned our post as advocates for the humanitarian work of Red Cross.
It's certainly been an incredible year, dominated by two massive disasters. Firstly, the Black Summer bushfires, and then of course the COVID pandemic. And it's impacted us all in different ways. We've had thousands of volunteers in the field, supporting people in the aftermath of the bushfires and with COVID. Made over 200,000 wellness calls to people in quarantine in COVID, for example. And through this, and equally with that immense response of Red Cross, you have done amazing work. The Society of Women Leaders has supported Red Cross in the work we do more than ever this year. And your financial results have been truly inspiring, raising in a single year more than you ever have before. Together with the incremental funds that you raised in support of bushfires and COVID-19, this year you've raised over $1.5 million, which is truly an astonishing figure. I'm truly thankful for the commitment that you have made. Thank you so much.
I thank Ross Pinney, President of Australian Red Cross, Judy Slatcher, who was the CEO during this financial year, and the Red Cross staff who continue to partner with our collective with a spirit of maturity and respect. Ours is a partnership marked by a desire to serve humanity with intelligence, hope and diligence. The Society of Women Leaders raised nearly $850,000 in FY20. If we also take into account the funds that we and our friends, families and associates donated through the Disaster Recovery and Relief, bushfires and COVID-19 response, which equated to more than $690,000, we have raised more than $1.5 million in FY20. This means that we have raised more than $3.5 million since our inception, which when adding in our influence giving equates to more than $4.2 million. These numbers are truly spectacular and far beyond anything we envisaged back in 2014 when our giving circle was conceived. These are just some of the humanitarian outcomes that you have made possible through your membership with SWL. Almost 200 young people in New South Wales became more confident parents. They felt safer and more able to give their kids a childhood many of them never got to have. In Galawinku, northeast of Darwin, mothers got together at the baby hub, supporting each other to raise their newborn kids. People in prison became Red Cross volunteers. They found ways to make prison safer and set themselves up for life beyond the prison gates. And migrant women in Victoria were able to avoid destitution, provide for their children, and access legal services and employment. And your impact reached across oceans too. Because of you, families in Timor-Leste improved their health, their sanitation facilities, and their access to safe water. And although Vanuatu was hit by a cyclone in the midst of a pandemic, local Red Cross emergency teams rose to the challenge and kept their community safe. SWL members hosted, organised and sponsored unique and informative philanthropic events this year for members and their guests who were interested in collective philanthropy, and we pivoted to virtual events which proved to be distinctive, fun and much needed connection for our members.
What I got out of the SWL annual members meeting in Melbourne was a deep sense of the camaraderie and friendship which enveloped our meeting of 50 or so women, all of whom were deeply interested in presentations made to us. The decisions we made that day by way of our voting system will assist many, many people throughout the world, as well as in Australia, and for a considerable time to come.
An undeniable highlight was marked this year at our 5-year anniversary event when Red Cross awarded SWL the Australian Red Cross Humanitarian Partner Award. Our humanitarian work is done voluntarily, with no desire to receive anything in return. And yet Red Cross chose to honour us with a prestigious award that will live on in the pages of history long after we have completed our service to this incredible humanitarian organisation. For some time, I had been planning to create a new leadership structure for SWL that would encourage leaders in our state chapters to step up in an official capacity. This year, we successfully implemented this decentralised chapter leadership structure. I want to thank 3 remarkable SWL members who took up the responsibility of leading their state.
What I think that has evolved over the years, the 5 years since I've been a member, is having the chance to see that partnership between the Red Cross and SWL evolve and develop into something really fantastic, and having the opportunity to be part of several committees and learning more about philanthropy and how a charity actually works. But one of the most important things to me about my past 5 years is the friendship that I have made with so many of the women.
This extraordinary group of women that have formed this cohort of the SWL. They're a terrific group of women who I really enjoy spending time with, and the fact that we have such strong shared values really makes me feel like I've found my tribe. It's a real privilege to be a part of.
We're a really diverse range of people, and yet we all have a common goal, and that is the best interests of what we consider to be some of the most vulnerable people in the world that we can access through the Australian Red Cross.
They've demonstrated deep empathy, courage, resilience and wisdom in their stewardship of their SWL chapter. All 4 of us as leaders have been supported by Selena Spring, Anne Pike and Pamela Robertson-Gregg. I thank the entire national leadership team of SWL for their service and love. They deserve our respect and a very loud applause. I want to thank each and every member of the Society of Women Leaders who has continued to dig deep and put the needs of others at the forefront of your giving this year. The spirit of sisterhood and togetherness has remained strong and has been ultimately evidenced by your collective outstanding philanthropy results. With such a backdrop of hardship, many would understand if this year saw us struggle to raise funds for our humanitarian initiatives. But no, not SWL. Instead, we've reported another year where we have surpassed all of our financial goals, and we've raised more money than any other year. For this incredible outcome, I'm truly proud and grateful. And you too should be proud of what you've achieved together.
You've evolved into a cohort of powerful, dedicated philanthropists who consistently and wholeheartedly embrace the principles of humanity. And through that process, you've connected. You've connected with Red Cross. You've connected with the people we support. And together, we've made a fantastic impact. And again, thank you so much. But I do want to salute you for the magnificent contribution you are making and the impact that you are having. Thank you.
As I look ahead and plan for the conclusion of my term as National Chair of SWL, I am filled with a sense of awe and wonder. What a privilege it has been to serve humanity through Red Cross, alongside my fellow members as we pursue a world that is stewarded with more compassion, wisdom and love. And now, as I hand over the reins to the incoming National Chair Susan Wynne in the coming months, I do so knowing that I led SWL with honesty and compassion, and that I pass on something of great value, beauty and rigour. I'm confident that under Susan's leadership, this circle of giving will continue to evolve as a significant contributor to philanthropy and humanitarianism in our great country. I stand ready to serve the vision for our collective under her leadership, and I hope that each of you will join me in supporting her and Red Cross long into the future. Thank you.